The third pillar supporting Dust Tales' core design is constantly changing worlds. Make sure you take a look at the videos on pillars 1 and 2 which focus on skill-based combat and meaningful conflict. Before I dive into explaining how we keep the worlds of Dust Tale constantly changing, it's best if I quickly explain the feature that makes it possible. Our game worlds will be time-boxed, which means that rather than going on forever, they will come to an end, similar to a session-based game like an RTS or a MOBA. The difference being that our game worlds carry on for weeks and months, not mere hours, meaning players will experience the full depth that character progression and open world exploration offer, rather than being confined to a small arena. Having this cycle of worlds coming to an end and new ones being born allows us to reinvent the experience over and over, which is where constantly changing worlds comes in. The simplest way that Dust Tale's game worlds will change is geography. Each new world will have semi-randomly generated landscapes, so that one world might have large areas of swamplands whereas another may be cold and rocky. These biomes will blend together for a different result with each new world's creation. Along with the landscape, the position of key points such as resource areas and settlement locations will be distributed in new locations, meaning each new world will have a different layout that needs to be explored and considered for tactics. The second way the worlds will change is by players themselves speaking up and telling us what they want. We will constantly engage in conversation with our players via the forums and other tools so that they can tell us what they want in the game worlds. After a world ends, we might have a huge amount of people telling us that bow damage is way too high. We can then launch a server with reduced bow damage. Maybe people found that movement speed was too low. We can increase it on a new world. This back and forth will mean the game itself is constantly being improved in ways that the players themselves ask for. We even have ideas that in the long term we might have divisions of players who like very different versions of Dust Tale, and we can offer multiple servers with different rule sets. When a game world ends, winners are declared and everyone reflects on how the game played out. Everyone then enters a new game world with the lessons they learned there to guide them. Rivals will struggle to gain the upper hand and new groups will emerge to contend with the old. This shakes up the social and power structure of the game and stops one group from dominating the game forever simply because they did well in the first month. When one group holds so much land and power with no real risk of losing it, the game becomes boring for all parties involved. Constantly changing worlds will make sure the struggle between groups is always fresh, with no group entering the situation already at a disadvantage.